Hashtag Roman tacos. Is it age or is it that there's no good bands anymore? And in my opinion, have already seen all the greats, such as Metallica, Guns N' Roses, etc., that I have no desire to go see a concert anymore. Howdy y'all.
Hi guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From RNA Music. Your favorite mom and pop guitar shop music lesson studio. Deep in the heart of Texas, where we're at.
That's right.
Now. It's time for another episode of Ask RNA. We're gonna answer questions. Let's go. Welcome back. It is episode 389. 389.
Sounds good.
What?
Sounds like a good number.
Episode 389. I like the number 389. Angela and I answering your questions. We have a little music lesson studio, music shop, guitar shop, small town, East Texas. That's where we're at. And we make videos.
We do.
On YouTube and things. And today we're answering all the questions. So let's get right into the questions. First question. Matt Haji 725. Hashtag the brothers. Good show, RNA. Thanks for the video. New question. Have you tried those Evans low volume drum heads? I in fact have tried them, Matt. Text message. It was Ike from Flipside Music in Denver, Colorado. Here's one of these heads. Here it is. I have tried them. They're great. Did you like that? That was amazing. I'm gonna put a clip in of Kaylee playing on it because Kaylee and I were drumming earlier today. Here you go.
Hi guys.
All right, from the beginning.
Okay.
1 and 2. Ready and go and. Quick clip. So Kaylee was playing on the drum with the low volume head. I was playing on a practice pad, about the same volume. So I have played them. I like them. It's pretty good. Definitely quieter than a regular drum. I've only bought the one that's for the snare drum only. You can get for the toms. You can get a bass drum, a low volume head, and they even have low volume cymbals. So you can play your drums and cut the volume by like 80%.
Something like that.
So I think I'm gonna maybe go ahead and get the toms and the bass drum and one by one add on to it and probably convert maybe one of the kits here in the lesson room to that. So we can cut down the volume so we don't disturb Angela's voice lessons.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I have tried them. The Evans, DB1. Yeah, I have tried them. I made a little video when I first got it in. I unboxed it and it didn't come out very well because I was using my iPhone and it was messing with the audio. Like it'd be really loud and then it'd be quiet and then loud. So I'm like, oh, crap. So I had to scratch all that video. But yeah, I've tried them. I'm very impressed so far. If you're a drummer, check out the Evans DB1 heads and the cymbals. Can make practicing at reasonable volumes.
There you go.
So people won't hate you. All right, thank you, Matt. Good question. Next question, Just Fun Guitar 1500. Hashtag the brothers. I have eaten lots of authentic Indian food, including in India. Wow. British people go on vacations.
Yeah, I know.
We go on vacations.
They got that whole 2-week thing, whatever.
In Texas. He says, I want to try Texas barbecue, but for real. You got to come to Texas for that, Chris. All right. New question. Does Texas have any unique laws that are peculiar? Oh, that's a good one. Wow. Not off the top of my head.
I have no idea.
I'm sure there's probably some super old laws on the books from like
1887.
I hadn't broken any lately that I know of.
Depends on maybe what county you're in.
Maybe.
Yeah, because sometimes I think counties have specific laws. Like there's certain places I think in Texas that you can't say words with the letter W in them on certain days. Yeah, it's like weird.
When?
I know.
What day?
I don't know. But it was
Wednesday?
weird. Like they had it was like a whole you know those guys on that have the southern things. They do all the southern. It's all about the South. Like all their videos are all about this. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know
you just can't remember that. But anyways, they have all these like skits and reviews of trying southern food versus this. Anyways, and that was one of them. They had one try to name the names of certain towns with weird names like Mahia. It looks like Mexia.
Mexia.
But it's Mahia. and like Nacogdoches and places like that. But then one of them was crazy laws in Texas, but some of them were county by county.
Ah,
they were county laws, like walking on the sidewalk on a Sunday, or all, like weird stuff like that were written in like the 1870s or something like that. So
I'm sure there's some city ordinances, county laws that are still in the book.
Statewide.
They're probably not enforced. That's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head.
That'd be really fun to Google.
We should Google that. Maybe, yeah. Thank you for the question, Chris. Good question. All right, next question. Jeffrey Egan, 4896. Hashtag the brothers and tacos. Have either of you played or do you like 12-string acoustics? My local shop has a 12-string Schecter I've been eyeballing. Oh, good question. Yeah? No. I, in fact, have restrung quite a few 12 strings, which I hate. I mean, I'll do it. I will take your money, but you're paying extra for me to restring your 12 string. I have restrung some 12 strings. And of course, I've, fiddled around and played with them.
If and you're willing to pay.
If and you're willing to pay. I don't really like them. Yeah. I don't like playing them. I've never really found it that super enjoyable to play. Wider necks, it's a little trickier because you're holding down, not just one string with a finger, you're holding down 2 strings with each finger for your chords. They sound really nice. Led Zeppelin used them. They sound great for recordings. John Denver. Was he from Denver? I think so. I like Denver. I mean, they sound great for recordings and stuff, but I would never play one just for funsies. But if you have a bunch of guitars and you kind of been thinking about one. Now, I've never played an electric one, I don't think. I don't think I've ever played a 12-string electric. Just 12-string acoustics. But I have experience with those, and they're not my favorite to play. Yeah. So, now, what you can do is they make what they call the Nashville set, an acoustic string. It's the high strings from a 12-string set, and you can string up a guitar. And so, like, you can record with a normal acoustic and grab another acoustic guitar that's strung with the high strings and then record it again. And so you get the sound of a 12-string. And I know there are some bands, if you have multiple guitar players in the band, one might be playing a normal acoustic, and another guy might be playing the Nashville or the high-strung guitar. So that's kind of nifty. I've heard about that, and I have ordered some of those strings in for a friend of mine a few times. But there's that. Enough 12 strings. Thank you, Jeffrey.
That's cool.
Thank you. Next question. The Metal God 100. Very confident. Very confident in your name. It says, I would like to bring back Randy Rhoads. I'd also bring back Dimebag Darrell, 2 of my all-time favorite guitarists. Ryan, have you tried the Jeff Loomis Signature Jackson guitar? And if so, what did you like or dislike about the guitar? So last week we talked about
who'd you play with?
Who do we play with? Who would we bring back? Who has passed on that we would bring back so we could jam with? And mine was Dimebag Darrell and Vinnie Paul. So Metal God agrees. He has great taste. And Randy Rhoads is great too. Randy was a big influence on Dime, along with Eddie Van Halen. Oh, also a huge, and Ace Frehley. The huge influences on Darrell. So, anyways, I have not tried the Jeff Loomis Signature. Now he has 2. He has the kind of the Super Strat looking one, and he has the Jackson Kelly, which is like a pointy
Miss Jackson.
Yeah, pointy Miss Jackson if you're nasty. The Kelly guitar is very pointy Explorer kind of shape.
Yeah.
I have not played. I don't know if I've even seen one of them in person or not. But I do like the finish because it's an ash body and it's just like a flat black, like a matte black. Now, not matte Haji, but like just matte finish black. It looks super rad. And I have not played on one of those. Now, I have played on some of his Schecter signatures, which you can still find out in the wild. And that's kind of... Caca.
How's that eagle?
Yeah. I do every now and then. I'm kind of trolling the used guitar websites, and I'm hunting for like a Jeff Loomis Schecter. I would want to get one of those because he was with Schecter for a very long time, and obviously I have a Schecter collection, so I have kept my eyeballs out for some of his discontinued Schecters, but not the Jackson. Yeah, it looks great. I I've never been a massive Jackson, other than Janet Jackson.
Excuse me, Jackson.
I like Miss Jackson, you know, but not the guitars. I have not. I have not tried one, but I would love to try one.
Right.
And if I got one, it would be the Kelly version. It would not be the Super Strap one. So, thank you for the question, Metal God. If anybody has played the Jackson Jeff Loomis signature, please
let us know.
Tell me down below what you thought. I have watched Ola England demo one though.
That's cool.
So, you know, I have watched that. All right. Thank you, Metal God. Little G. All right, next question. Jeffrey Egan 4896. Hashtag the brothers. Who can say no to tacos? Carnivores.
Weird people.
All right. Ryan, if you could put together a modern day supergroup, living musicians, who would you pick for guitarist 1, guitarist 2? Could be rhythm lead or dual lead players. Bassist, drummer, singer, keyboardist optional. Personally, I like keyboard player. Personally, I like a keyboard player in the band. Oh, okay. Cool. Modern day supergroup. Supergroup. That felt like a weird. I felt like I said that wrong, but I said it right. I was like super gloop. Would you put together a modern day super group? Who would you be in your super group?
Oh, I don't know enough guitarists to.
Which ones do you know?
You.
Me. And who would be your bass player?
Oh, Nicholas.
I thought you were going to say Paul, but you chose our son over Paul.
Yes,
that's an acceptable choice.
Chosh. Yes.
That's an acceptable choice.
Yes.
So me and Nicholas. All right. Rhythm guitar player? Or an alternate guitar player?
Me.
You could do it. Yep. Vocals.
Totally do it. Me.
You. So we got 2 guitars. We got bass. We got. You want a keyboard player?
Yeah, sure. Who could we pick? I don't know. I don't know any keyboard players.
Dr. Wright.
Dr. Wright, yes. And drummer Brianna.
Oh, yeah, we gotta have a drummer. Oh, Brianna. All right, so Angela just named her supergroup. It's me and her and our son and Brianna, our drum student, and Dr. Marilyn Wright, who was one of my music teachers in college. She's freaking awesome.
Yes.
That'd be rad.
That would be awesome.
That
would be fun.
Oh.
That would be fun.
We should try to make that happen.
And just perform one song.
Just play one song.
Just to make it.
I think it'd have to be like something with some crazy keyboard stuff.
Yeah, so she could show off.
Yeah, with some Kansas.
Yeah.
Or something. It's got some keyboards in that. Anyways, okay. That's Angela's supergroup.
Yep.
Very impressive. Very
Thank
super.
you.
I like that.
Thanks.
Okay, my supergroup. Jeff Loomis on lead guitar.
Lead. Rhythm.
James Hetfield.
Okay. Bass.
Sorry, we had two interruptions. Phone calls.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Okay.
Bassist.
Bass player. I feel like I should have somebody amazing in mind.
So you have Jeff Loomis.
Jeff Loomis. James Hetfield. Bass player.
You gotta just spit somebody out because we ain't got time.
What's his name from Cannibal Corpse?
Okay.
Because he played for Jeff Loomis and Keith Merrow in Conquering Dystopia. I forget his name, it's top of my head, but he's an amazing bass player. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Awesome. Drummer.
I was about to say, no, not Dennis Chambers. I was going to say Carter Beauford for a minute, but that's the wrong style.
Yeah.
Alex Rudiger.
Okay.
Alex Rudiger.
Maybe a keyboard, a singer.
Singer. James Hetfield.
Okay. Maybe keyboardist.
Keyboardist Jordan Rudess.
Okay.
Hey, that's
awesome.
Okay, I had to think about that. I was like,
nice.
They're just running through my head. Who all would that be? All right, so that was my band. Jeff Loomis.
James Hetfield. Dude from
Alex Rudiger. I cannot forgot the guy's name who played in Cannibal Corpse and Conquering Dystopia on bass. And Jordan Rudess on keyboards and James singing. Okay, there we go.
Cool. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Yeah, good. That was a good question. That made me think.
Stumped him real good.
So many. I almost chose Wolfgang Van Halen on bass, but triggered. People would get triggered. So. Yeah. All right, and that was the last question before comment of the day. Comment of the day.
Comment of the day. Comment of the day.
comment of the day. This is where we write a song on the spot, unprepared, unrehearsed, off the top of our heads. You guys write the lyrics. Angela writes the melody and rhythm. I write the accompaniment. Oh, nope. I did C and G last week. I can't do it. I gotta pick some different chords. So, here we go. Let's write a song. Here we go.
Burrowed.
Yeah, I should have had my glasses on earlier. That was last week. We were talking about, you know, you get stuck in your ear. And I was like...
Don't.
Con Jr.
Yep.
Con Jr. Wrong con.
Wrong con.
Ryan talking about the song burrowed into Angela's ear like the Wrath of Khan bug. Have y'all seen Wrath of Khan? The original Wrath of Khan?
Original.
Not the Benedict Cumberbatch.
Ricardo Montalban.
Ricardo Montalban. That was the song of the day. That was fun.
There you go.
All right, next question. Fat Philosopher, what is your all overdosed band lineup? I'm going with John Bonham on drums, Jimi Hendrix, Sid Vicious, and Janis Joplin on vocals. Oh, you have to come up with a band for people who OD'd.
Ooh.
That's kind of morbid and horrible. I don't know that I know who has OD'd and who has just died.
Yeah.
Right?
And we were told that they...
How do we know they actually OD'd, right? Or were they murdered? Murder. I think you named all the ones that are like famous. Like, oh, okay.
That was loud.
Sorry. Oh, okay. I have one. Elvis.
Yeah.
Elvis on vocals.
Yeah.
No, I can't do Lane Staley because I think Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. He would also be backup vocals. Elvis and Lane. John Bonham on drums.
Interesting.
Absolutely, John Bonham on drums.
Okay.
Great choice. I don't know anybody who else is overdeed. Overdeed. They're overly deed. Crap. Jimi Hendrix is not a bad guitar choice. I'd go with Hendrix because I don't know anybody else. And bass players?
I don't know any bass players which is hilariously ironic.
Right? Because they're generally the happiest musicians in the band. I think. That's a really good question. I would need a list of a lot of musicians who OD'd. That was their cause of death. Not like, you know, helicopter crash, car crash, bus crash, old age. So.
Yeah, I don't have a list. I was trying to think of other people like from the 90s because I think there's quite a few people that have...
Quite a lot of... Well, I don't know. 90s. It's always singers. Everybody I think of as a singer.
Yeah.
That OD'd. You'd have a choir.
Yeah. Plane crash is more like in the 70s and 80s. A bus crash.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you got Buddy Holly, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
That was the La Bamba.
Yeah. Richie Valens. Was it they died together, didn't they? Oh. It's like,
he was only like 17 or 18.
That's horrible.
It was so sad. He was such a kid. He was a little kid.
Yeah. That's why I don't fly on planes either. And Randy Rhoads, you know, airplane crash. So Oh.
Mysterious circumstance.
Mysterious. I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know enough people who've OD'd, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, interesting question, Fat Philosopher. Next question, also Fat Philosopher. It was nice seeing your jam room, Ryan. What is the power supply on your pedal board? Hashtag the Brooders. Well, we are in my lesson room today, as I recently rearranged my amp wall. I thought that'd be kind of fun, and just to change up the background for once, keep you guys on your toes.
Right.
So yeah, we did a little tour of my room. I actually did a more in-depth tour of my lesson room. If you go check out, I'll put a link in the description here, but to my personal YouTube channel. So I have a personal YouTube channel that's just, I've had since 06, 07, I don't know, forever. It's got random stuff on there, kind of goofy stuff. There are some vlogs on there too, but I did recently put a more in-depth, hey, this is the lesson room. This is my office. My office rocks. So go check that out. I think I'm just using a one spot. So I have a one spot going into my Boss TU2. Boss TU2, green carrot pedal, corn star overdrive, green carrot pedal company, pumpkin pie fuzz pedal, and a Boss RV 500, which is a delay and reverb in one pedal. So yeah, I'm just using like a one spot, I think, going into the Boss tuner and then daisy chaining out of that into the other pedals. So I think I've only ever really done that. I've never gotten like a big, you can get these big brick independent power supplies. You got all these pedals. I don't use a whole lot of pedals, and just the one spot or a D'Addario power supply has been more than enough for me to do that. So I'll try to remember to put a clip of my pedal board up so you can check it out. But yeah, just a one spot daisy chaining out of the Boss. Thank you for the question. Final question. Big John, 75. It's Big John's birthday.
Yes, it is.
Happy birthday, Big John. Happy birthday, Big John. Happy birthday, Big Texas John. Happy birthday to you. Hey, Big John, happy birthday. Because today is Thursday the 3rd. Augustus 3rd is when we're filming this. So by the time you see this, it'll have already been your birthday. I hope you had a good one. All right. Hashtag Roman Tacos. Is it age, or is it that there's no good bands anymore? And in my opinion, have already seen all the greats, such as Metallica, Guns N' Roses, etc., that I have no desire to go see a concert anymore.
Yeah.
I really hope that's the case. I really hope that the case is that there's no good bands anymore. And I'm not turning into an old curmudgeon that yells, "Get off my lawn." Oh man, is Big John old?
Nah.
Is there really no good bands anymore?
I 100% agree that there are bands that are kind of like the aftermath, the wake of the greats that have come through, that are riding on the wakes of them, that are kind of basically like kind of copies.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that there are like great bands anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess you have to define great. I mean, like Metallica, obviously, like
yeah, but these are bands that
Guns N' Roses.
If they weren't here, you know, just like some of the bands from the 70s, like The Who and Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stones and stuff like that.
Basically changed the face of music.
Yes, like Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix. They just ripped open a hole. They went from bum 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 to you know, won't be fooled again. You know, like they just ripped the Band-Aid open of a whole new era. I don't think there's ever going to be people like that ever again. And those are like ocean liners, or like, you know,
that completely changed the face of music.
Yes. Just like in the 20s, there are people who showed up on the jazz scenes that completely changed the face of music through vaudeville and stuff. Like, people are like, what is this sound? What is that man doing with that trumpet or that clarinet? Like, we weren't used to hearing that. They weren't used to seeing a keyboard being played like that in the 40s and 50s. There are people that were just like these giant movements that were you know, shaped what we know as music today. And everything after that has just been the wake. People just mimicking and picking apart. Now, there are people have done it with excellence and are really good at their craft and are actually great musicians. I'm not discounting that, but the greatness of what has come, that's it. I believe
and that
100%.
that have a following, you know.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a band. What new band have I listened to that's great? And it's like most of the bands I listen to are kind of well established, at least. Like have been out for 10 or more years.
Right.
Like, I mean, I really like Alter Bridge, and they're pretty big worldwide, but they are not as big as when they were Creed with a different singer, which they're having a little reunion tour thing coming out.
Interesting.
And like that, Creed was like a massive worldwide thing, like arenas. Bands that can fill arenas, like that kind of a thing. And even though Alter Bridge is amazing and I like them a lot, they've been around for a long time. Like, long time.
Yeah.
Like almost 20 years, I think. So they've been around a while. I was thinking of like artists, like who all the what women like to go see.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but she's been around for 20 years.
But that's the thing. I was thinking of Taylor Swift. She's not a band, she's an artist, but Elvis was an artist, and like Aretha Franklin was an artist. It wasn't, nobody could name, most people can't name Elvis's band.
Yeah, but even like Taylor Swift wouldn't be Taylor Swift without Tammy Wynette, you know, Patsy Cline.
But will there be
Lynn.
another Taylor Swift?
No.
Well, there hasn't been in the last 15 years.
I think that era of the group of people that were in, because she came in the tail end of the Mickey Mouse 90s girls. She came in like as they started to progress into some weird broken genre of, you know, with Pink, Jessica Simpson, Britney Spears and all them. It's like they started their lights begin to kind of go down. Not Christina Aguilera, but there are certain people that, and she like almost ignited like the same time Beyonce did in her single career. Like Beyonce and her, like, because Destiny's Child was still big at that time. So Beyonce and her and Pink and Christina Aguilera, they all kind of in this whole genre of women empowerment, while these other girls like Jewel and Sheryl Crow and everybody started kind of dying out. They became this big thing. But after that, I believe that era, that little window in the early 2000s, from 2005 to 2010, was like the door got shut on like really big names, and now we're just going to be living off of, you know, Beyonce and all them are going to be like the Celine Dion's, playing in Vegas at 60 years old.
Right. And like Metallica, obviously they're coming, I think, this month, and they're like still. I mean, Metallica still can
playing.
Fill. Yeah, and today's James Hetfield's birthday. Happy birthday, James. He's 60.
John and James.
Big John and James Hetfield.
Sons of Thunder.
Right. You know, so they can still fill arenas.
Yeah.
You know.
But see, that's the thing, is that there are people. I was literally listening to, I don't even want to say her name now because I completely forgot. We're young, hearted. Joan Jett.
Oh yeah.
They had a picture of her singing one of her songs that I couldn't remember. I don't remember that song, but they had her singing the young version of her with her spiky hair and her big pants and everything. And they were like then and now, and that woman can sing. She still got it.
Joan Jett.
Yes, she still. That's what I'm saying. Like people are watching these like icons that.
ZZ Top just played in Texas like last weekend.
They're still performing, and younger kids are starting to listen to their music and buy their stuff. Yeah. And it's just like, you know.
You still have these big powerhouse icons touring and playing, and I'm like, I can't. And you have of course, I'm a guitar guy, and you have these bands like Animals as Leaders, which is just shredding guitar, no vocals. But you have like Periphery, but Periphery's been out now for nearly 10 years. And you have these other, who are the guys? Tim Henson, and it's very like shreddy guitar, instrumental type stuff. And they're popular amongst guitar players, but they're a very tiny niche.
That's very, very small.
And like guitar nerds know who some of these people are, but the grand face of music doesn't. Yeah. Population-wise, doesn't. Like everybody knows who Nickelback is, right? Whether you hate them or love them, but they have a massive fan base.
Right.
You know.
Well, it's just like Egan introduced a band to me that I had never heard of. It's like they're great. They're a good band. Their sound is great. The song that we were playing on ukulele was Holland 1945. You can look it up. I can't remember the band's name. Something Hazy Milk or something weird like that. But I was listening to them. I'm like, just like sounds like you picked a folky tune from the 70s with a little bit of bounce techno from the 80s and just meshed it together. So you just took something that somebody else made and you're doing it okay, but are you ever going to be as big as Aha? No.
Yeah. I've got a real controversial take that I hope pisses a bunch of people off because YouTube loves drama. I think somebody that I've heard recently that's pretty new that's come out that I'm like, they might get pretty big is Wolfgang Van Halen. Who has a new record coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
So he has his second record. His last record came out about a year ago, which is pretty crazy that he's like, back in the old days, like Led Zeppelin put out like 4 records in like 5 years. Like a lot of the old bands in the 70s and 80s, they would
pumped them
out, right? Yeah. Like thankfully they would like put out a record every 16 or 18 months or something. So the fact that he took a really long time to release his first record, but it popped and we're like, whoa. It was great. And then a year later, he's releasing his second one. And I was watching like one of the videos. 3 singles are out from his new record. And I was watching one of them today. I was like, I really liked it. Like I was like, I like this. Well, I liked the music for sure, but I thought the music video was brilliant. I was like, this is the best music video I've seen in forever. That kind of like it told a story. And it was, there was playing, so you could watch musicians playing and doing their thing, which is like you want to watch people play. But then there was also like a story thread through the whole thing.
Like Holy Diver.
Yeah, like Holy Diver. The Kill Switch Engage version.
Yes, Kill Switch.
But it was really entertaining to watch the video. When I'm listening to it, I was like, this is really good. Like he's real. I like him, and he reminds me again. People are like, I love the fact that he just tells everybody to F off. Right, because how toxic a lot of Van Halen stands are. Stands, not just fans, but stands.
Super fans.
Yeah, people hate his guts just because they don't do what they think he should.
He won't bow to their needs.
He won't bow to them, and it's a funny thing. But I kind of love how he handles that. I couldn't imagine that kind of pressure.
Living up to that,
That kind of pressure. Like, how do you live up to being the son of one of the greatest guitar players of all time, and
like 80s sweetheart,
and Valerie Bertinelli. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy to read the comments because I was like, your mom's so beautiful, and I'm like, how creepy is that to tell that to a 30-year-old man? I really like your mom, bro. It's a little, I don't know. Anyways, but his music's really good, and I was like, I really like this. He can sing. He's writing all the stuff. It reminds me of Alter Bridge a little bit. Like I get vibes from the Alter Bridge kind of thing because like he sings really well. It's rocking, but it's really upbeat, and it's kind of like, it's not like dark and depressing and like very niche. Like I could see him or it becoming, that type of rock music like Van Halen, and not to compare him to Van Halen, but like Van Halen had a lot of fans outside of just guitar nerds.
Right.
Like guitar nerds love Van Halen, but the general population at the height of their
they branched over.
Yeah.
They flowed over.
They crossed over to pop music.
Yes.
They were pop musicians, and Eddie would say that. He's like, no, I write pop music. Pop means popular, like arenas and millions of records.
Money.
So money.
That's what it means.
That's what it means. Pop means a lot of people like it. So they crossed, people who weren't just rock musicians.
So he has
like
the
that.
Potential to kind of cross over.
I think he could maybe become like the next Nickelback. Right? Massive fans, millions of records, lots of people love you, a lot of people hate you. Like I could see that. And I mean that like in a positive way because it's like, people love to hate on Nickelback, but they are selling out arenas that have all the money.
Right.
And it's not like their records don't sell.
Right.
Right. Which just kind of makes it worse. So I'm like, good for them.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, but...
And he does have that, he's Van Halen's son.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, the same thing goes. It's still off of that wake of something that was huge in his life. Not that he sounds anything like them, because
he doesn't.
But it's still that there's all these different influences, and I don't think that there's no more lightning in the bottle anymore.
Right.
I don't think there's it's just done. Everything's been done. And now it's like people are trying to go to synthetic crap, and it sounds like trash. Like you would, like it's Tron.
And anything that's kind of new and unique, like there's some of this metal guitar
Like
crazy
experimental
stuff
rock and
that,
stuff like
but that's not popular
No.
amongst the masses.
Right. You know.
I don't know. Maybe there are no. I don't want to say there's no good bands anymore, Big John, because I think there's a lot of good bands.
Yeah, I think they're good, but not great.
Are there any like change the face of music and the world bands? Probably not.
My personal opinion is no.
Right.
I don't think there ever will be. Because I think Gen X, we lived through an era of time, both in media and just movies and everything, that was just a huge shift, a paradigm shift in how they did things that you can't recreate it because it's literally been done.
Right.
It's just, and that's why, I mean, look at Disney.
Right. Disney can't even make new movies.
Right.
They're recycling
They're literally
old stuff.
like, they're projecting that Snow White is going to take them into the billion loss of money that they've lost in the last 3 years. In the billions.
Oh, because there's a new Snow White.
Yeah. And it's already, people are like, already, just from your interview, it's going to be trash.
Yeah. No thanks.
No thanks. So, but they've already lost $900 million
Good.
in revenue.
Screw those guys.
But that's what I'm saying is like, even something as epic as Disney can't even recreate or produce something that is as lightning in a bottle as Lion King and stuff like that. They were just, everybody was, when they went, they were like, it didn't matter what side of the tracks you were on, what economic status you were on. When you watched that, you came out there just emotionally just overjoyed. It
At
was
a
such
student
good
today, we were doing these rhythms, and it was, I was teaching them the right. That was the
Prince Ali.
That was literally the rhythms we're reading off the page 1 and 2 and
Yes.
3 and 4. And I was like, "Have you ever seen Aladdin?" He's like, "Yeah, I think the live action one." I'm like, "No, the real one." Like he's like, "I don't think I've seen that." I'm like, "Well, you're gonna see it right now." So I pulled up the song Prince Ali. You know, like cause just do. He was like, "Listen," he's like, I was like, "Listen, it's Robin Williams, the genie. It's amazing."
He's like, who's Robin Williams?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, the live action one, garbage. Go watch this. You can watch it in HD 4K, right? But anyway, the point was, here's the rhythm. Every time I get to that rhythm in this drum book I'm teaching out, I'm like, listen, this is the Aladdin. He didn't see it. I'm like,
Missing out. I have girls that I teach that have never seen Little Mermaid.
what?
I know. They're like, and it's like, we're gonna learn a whole new world. They're like, what's that? From that new movie that's coming out? I'm like,
Kids just don't even know how much
Jodie Benson.
stuff they're missing out on, and they're gonna be like, what is this? Yeah.
Sad.
It's like I don't think I watched The Princess Bride until I was like a late
Almost an
teenager
adult.
or like an adult. And I was like, what's this? You never seen Princess Bride? I'm like, no. Watch it. I'm like, this is awesome. Well, this is pretty old at this point. I'm like, this is great.
It was the best.
How did I miss this when I was a little kid?
Again, same thing. Lightning in a bottle.
I lived in the country and I was playing outside with BB guns and axes.
Yeah, and I lived in the city and we watched it.
I was out being a country boy.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah. All right. You guys tell us what y'all think. Are there any more good bands? Or are there any more great bands that will
Change the
span
face of music.
the world and change everything?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good question. Thank you, Big John. Happy birthday. It was a great one. All right. And that was the final question. If you have questions for next week, please type them down below in the comment section of this video, and we'll know that
You watched it and we watched it. And
No, that was
awesome.
no, that's the secret hashtag.
Oh, so you got a comment.
Leave a comment down below and we'll try to answer those questions next week. And if you watch this entire video all the way through, just like let it play and set it on the table if you're not watching. Maybe watch it 2 times. Like just let it play.
Yeah.
For the algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the whole thing, it's time for secret hashtag of the day. Do you have one?
No.
Okay. Secret hashtag of the day. Type that with your comment or your question down below, and we will know, and everyone else is super cool will know that y'all are all in the Cool Kids Club. Yeah! Hashtag all bands suck. How about that?
Oh, that's not nice.
Oh, okay. How about, you got a good, hashtag happy birthday, Big John. Yay, Big John. Happy birthday, Big John. And hashtag happy birthday, Big John. Write it down below and we'll know that you're super awesome and you watched the whole thing. And everyone else who is super awesome like Big John, happy birthday. We'll know it and that'll be great. And we'll see y'all in the next video, whatever it is. I'm writing down, I'm making a list of videos I need to make for the RNA Music channel. Go check out my personal channel. I'm gonna put the random stuff there that's kind of more randomized. And I'm gonna work more on lesson and instructional stuff for RNA Music. Maybe some gear stuff, but probably mostly lesson things. If there's some stuff you guys would like to learn or you would want explained, maybe theory stuff, I need to do some theory lessons. Let me down below. What kind of videos would you like to see? Type that down below. I'll see what we can do. All right, until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs you.
And you need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for the next generation.
That's right.
So they can create great bands.
Yes.
They really, really should.
Really, really should.
Probably, if the world is still here, 2 generations from here, there might be some actual good music.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. All right.
It'll be AI generated.
Oh no! Yes, they're on AI is going to generate all the new music. Well, that sucks. I want real music from real musicians. Yep. The blues is going to make a comeback. That's what's going to happen.
Woo!
Right. Bye, guys.
Bye. We are looking for blues, please.